So we are on day 26 of the manhunt for Joshua Zimmerman, and here's what we know. It's not much. The guy left from DeSoto County courthouse on June 14th of this year, so last month, and that's all we know. There is no surveillance and stuff like that, but here's the gist. So Zimmerman commits a ton of crime in Waterbury, Connecticut, right? That includes rape, kidnapping, attempted murder, and according to survivors, he confided about other murders. From there, Zimmerman travels to Houston after he gets out of jail for a rape that he committed in the jail while he was there. So they release him on bond, and Zimmerman journeys to Houston, Texas. With him is a girl that he was with, and the two were apparently in love. Zimmerman was ready to spend his life with her, yada. So they go to Texas to settle down. But that's when things got a little bit weird. So Zimmerman had a paranoia that she was working with the authorities, speaking to Zimmerman's enemies and her family, her father specifically. So Zimmerman takes that as a break of trust, like she betrayed him, and he shoots her in the head, blows her head off, and leaves Houston. So Zimmerman flees Houston with $150. And winds up in DeSoto County, the best place on earth for somebody like him, where the sheriff is never there, the DA doesn't seem to care, and they left it to the feds to get the job done. Thank God we have the best marshal service. I mean, again, I'm gonna thank these guys over and over again. These people catch killers and monsters for a living. That's all they do. So enough with the plug. Now let's go back to Zimmerman gets to Mississippi, meets a victim at the Home Depot. This is a little bit complex, so we're gonna skip around the conflicting stories. Nevertheless, Zimmerman thinks in his head that he has a job working with this guy, doing something. It doesn't work out. What does Zimmerman do? Goes into the house and shoots the guy. It's a little bit of a cluster from there, but long story short, Zimmerman is arrested 2 days later. Now, when authorities responded to the shooting, and it was a very unusual kind of response, the victim gets to the hospital, and from what I'm told, hospital makes notifications, and one of them is law enforcement, obviously, when you're shot. So police, per procedure, they go to the house. It is our understanding that Zimmerman was home, at the home, not his home, that's a weird word. He doesn't really have a home. So Zimmerman was at the crime scene when police got there, but he hid. That's the tricky thing. So police don't see Zimmerman and what they believe to be a potential female accomplice. Now, we're still in September of 23. This is, I want to say, between September 27th and the 29th. So the police essentially go back to the house, look around for any indication of a shooting, document whatever, and leave. From there, Zimmerman makes a move. He gets arrested 2 days later on the 29th. No woman. Fast forward to June 14th, last month. He's waiting to stand trial for the attempted murder in Mississippi and later get extradited, obviously, and go on a little tour to Texas and Connecticut. Likely Connecticut and then Texas, if they even bother with Connecticut, because he's going to get death in Texas. So June 14th, Zimmerman walks out of the courthouse, literally, and is seen on a surveillance still outside of the building. Problem is all the rest of the surveillance vanished. So this is another one of the twists. Zimmerman escapes. The city locks down, I want to say, and let's use 8 minutes, because it was either 7 or 8, something like that, but he was a minute ahead of them. So if it was 8 minutes, he got away in 7, and by then he was out of Dodge, kind of, but not really. So what does he do? He goes across the street somewhere, gets a ride to the area of Memphis, gets in the car with this guy, goes toward Memphis, gets out before, and that is the last known, I guess, location. There's no surveillance of him there, guys. So it's right on the border of Tennessee, hence the Tennessee lookout. You guys have to be on the lookout. But he was never seen entering Tennessee yet. So all we know is Zimmerman escaped prison, or I'm sorry, he escaped jail or the courthouse on June 14th. He is wanted for 1 count of murder, confirmed at least 1 count. He has 2 attempted murders. He has 2 rapes. He has kidnapping. He has an escape charge. He's looking at life. So if you see him, say something, call 911 if you're helping him. Again, I'm going to keep saying it. If you're helping him, he has help. I'm talking to you guys. that are helping him, because I'm sure you're watching, if you're helping him do the right thing, and that doesn't mean stand by his side. Maybe he's innocent in your head, and that's fine. But we have a system for a reason. You can't escape it. You can't run it. You're just making things worse. Every day he's out there, it's getting worse, not just for him, but for everybody that's helping him. Just when they capture him, part 1 is over. And that's when part 2, 3, 4, 5 come in. Now, if they capture part 1 with being accomplices and part 2 being an accomplice, and they catch Zimmerman, they're still coming for the other guys that helped. So, again, if you know something, I'm going to tell you that you should be snitching, because you're going to end up in prison doing almost the same amount of time as him, because, again, he's doing life, and that's if he gets caught. Now, say he gets killed in the process, you're still getting the sentence of 15 to life for the multi-state manhunt. If somebody else is hurt in the process, you're also going to get the same charges Zimmerman would have gotten, but just a little bit less. But again, if it's murder, you're going to get accomplice to murder. If it's kidnapping, you're going to get accomplice to kidnapping. In addition to accomplice to escape, harboring a fugitive. I mean, the list goes on. And they are not playing games with this at all. Again, if you see something, say something. It's been 26 days. There have been 0 sightings of Zimmerman since June 15th. That said, DeSoto, start calling your neighbors, call your friends, call your family, check on everybody. Again, we might be coming down. It sounds very likely. Dog is briefed on this every single day, very in depth, and he's getting a lot of information from the tip line and stuff. That people want to speak to people that aren't law enforcement, and that's fine. That's what we're here for, and your information goes from us over to the feds in a safer manner if you're worried about Zimmerman coming for you or something, whatever the reason may be. And we understand that this guy's a monster. He's dangerous. He's vindictive. He has a vengeance like no other. But again, he's not going to win. Nobody wins in this. Nobody. It's, I guess, except the U.S. Marshals. They're going to win. They're going to catch him dead or alive, and it's going to be over. But not for you. Whoever's helping him, you guys are going to pay the price that he cheats. I mean, I call it cheating if you're going to kill yourself before you have to pay the price. But if he does that, then you guys are stuck, and you can't turn on somebody that's dead. Now, let's say, best case scenario, Zimmerman winds up in the river. They're still looking for you if you helped him. So the surveillance didn't go with him. The accomplices didn't go with him. Now, if the accomplices do a group ritual and take themselves out, I guess then you can call the case closed. But let me tell you, just because Zimmerman dies does not mean the case will die. They're coming for you. They're coming for everybody that helped him. Again, if you see something, call the U.S. Marshals, call Dog the Bounty Hunter, tip line, call 911. If it's an immediate something, if you see something that you think it's him, don't call the tip line, call 911. It's much faster. If you have information about his family, friends, history, stuff that the authorities might not know, stuff that's not on his record, stuff that can assist in the search, call the U.S. Marshals. Call, start giving information. You have to cooperate. They're going to catch Zimmerman. It's a matter of when. And it's also a matter of, will there be people that are harmed in the process? And that's up to Zimmerman to decide. Or will he did what you did and you have to face? What kind of advice do you give a killer that's on the run? Other than think about your family, think about the little people that you have left, the few people that you have. Do you want to destroy their lives for yours when you are already on the run, when you are already contemplating worst case scenario? Don't make it worse for the people you love, because it's crazy that you still have people out here that love you. Again, if you see something, call 911, call the U.S. Marshals, call your local FBI field office, call anybody, make the call. And if I have an update, I'll let you guys know. Again, there are no updates that I've seen that are worth reporting. There are no updates that are worth distracting from, because there are no updates. We need sightings. We need people to call the police. Again, see something, say something.